4 things I'm focused on in this next training cycle. I've had some of my best training when I had a goal in mind, being all in, but not all consumed. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Preston Ruth. I ran track at the University of Tennessee and recently started posting content for high school and college runners, as well as those looking to begin their running journey. In last week's video, I talked about how I balanced engineering and D1 running, and this week I'm gonna talk about my next race and 4 things I'm focused on in this next training cycle. So once college track ended for me, I didn't know if I would run competitively, what running would look like for me. But this past summer, I ended up running a 5K after training for a couple of weeks just to see where I was at. And after running pretty well, I thought that if I really trained this fall and winter, I could enter the spring, be competitive in different races. And so I have a lot of different races lined up that I want to go run. And that next one is going to be the Chattanooga Half Marathon at the beginning of March. My goal time for that is to break an hour and 15 minutes or hold 5:43 pace or faster for the entire 13.1 miles. And for me, this is a new challenge. I was an 800 guy in college, so this training looks entirely different. Never raced a half marathon before, and I wanted a goal that would be lofty, but not impossible. And so this hour and 15 minutes is gonna be a good realistic goal I can shoot for that will keep me accountable and help me work hard in training to build my fitness and be able to step out on race day and go attack this goal. So here are 4 things I'm focused on in training to help reach this goal. These are 4 tips that not only apply to myself, but to any distance runner that's starting a new training block that has a big race coming up. These are all things that are gonna help maximize your journey and performance. So the first thing I'm focused on in this training plan is increasing volume. And by volume, I just mean my weekly mileage or time on feet. And I wanna slowly build this volume to build my stamina, to help me run faster for longer, and to reach my goal time. And I'm emphasizing a slow build because I want to prevent overuse injuries that come from increasing volume too quickly. I don't want to burn out, and I want to make sure that I'm recovering well between workouts. And so I follow the 10% rule to do this. This means that each week I'm increasing my volume by no more than 10%. And this is going to make sure that I'm recovered, that I'm not jumping too quickly in mileage to where I'm going to get hurt, and I'm not burning out. So another principle I'm following is the 80-20 principle. This means 80% of my runs are easy mileage, go off of feel. If you're just getting into running, easy should be at conversational pace. And what I mean is for your easy run, you should be able to hold a conversation with yourself or someone else and not be breathing heavy, not be fatigued. You can also go off of your heart rate. Honestly, once you run enough, you'll be able to go off of feel and know what easy pace feels like. Now, the other 20% is going to be speed work. Speed work is anything faster than easy pace. So there's a couple different kinds of speed work. There's lactate threshold workouts. These are tempos, fartleks. So your lactate threshold is the point where lactate's being produced in your body faster than it can be removed. This is when you have lactic acid buildup. That's the feeling in your muscles where they're tightening, where you're fatigued, and it's going to be harder to run faster paces when your body is in this state. So you do these workouts to get more confident at running race pace or close to race pace, and the stimulus is going to help you run faster for longer. Now, the effort with this is comfortably uncomfortable. It's going to be hard, but it should not be impossible. It should be about a 7 or 8 out of 10 on the scale. Now, the other kind of speed work is intervals, so track workouts. For the half marathon, I'm going to be doing longer intervals off shorter rest to build my aerobic capacity, which your aerobic capacity is just your ability for your blood vessels, your heart, your lung to deliver oxygen to your muscles during sustained physical activity. And this is going to be a great indicator of your stamina and endurance. So obviously, the higher your aerobic capacity is, the faster you can run for longer. So that's why these workouts are going to be crucial in my training plan to make sure I'm maximizing my performance and can reach my goal. So the second thing I'm focused on is fueling and nutrition. I watch a lot of Nick Bare. He talks about controlling the controllables. We can set the conditions and manipulate factors to help benefit our performance, and nutrition is one of them. Personally, I don't track my calories, and I would advise any runners that are just getting into running not to as well. I think it can burn you out and just be a stressor more than anything. But there are a couple things that I do always try to do. So before my runs, I try to get a light snack that is going to give me some carbs about 45 to 60 minutes out. And why carbs? Because carbs is stored as glycogen that your body uses as an energy source for these runs. Back in college, I would run with no food on my stomach and would wonder why after these long runs, after these workouts, that I'd be extremely fatigued and struggle to recover between hard efforts. So I'm really focused on getting in good fuel before my runs. And then after my runs, I'm focused on getting macronutrients, right? So proteins, carbs, healthy fats to make sure I make up for what I lost, as well as to enhance recovery. And I try to do this within 30 minutes of each workout. I'm also focused on hydration, so water and electrolytes. Most people drink just water and expect to be hydrated. They're missing out on a huge component with electrolytes. You might be cleaning out your system, but your body's not absorbing any of that water. So for me, I usually do a mixture of sea salt, lemon, and water that I'll drink in the morning, after runs, throughout the day to make sure that my body's absorbing this water and I'm actually hydrated. I'm currently doing some research on pre-made electrolyte packets to be a little bit more efficient, but hydration along with my fueling and nutrition is gonna be extremely important for my overall well-being and feeling during these runs and actually recovering between these efforts. The third thing I focus on is rest and recovery. So I'm gonna be running 6 days a week and taking 1 day off. Now on that off day, there's a couple of options that I can do. I can either take the day completely off where I'm mentally and physically just taking a break, and I'm a huge proponent of doing this from time to time. There also might be some days where I take that off day as an active recovery day. So I'm cross training where I'm either swimming, biking, walking, doing something to get my body moving, or some sort of stability and mobility routine to make sure my body's recovering, especially if I had a hard session the day before, so that I can actually feel good going into my next day of running. With these higher mileage weeks, bigger workouts, it's gonna be very important to recover to make sure that I'm not getting injured and not burning out. And the fourth and final thing that I'm focused on is having fun. I've talked about this in different videos, but training was a job for me in college. And while I was really fit and was in really good shape, I wasn't having fun. I was anxious, I was stressed, and wasn't enjoying the gift of running. That's why I'm looking for fitness, but also fun. So how can I do this? The first way is gonna be being all in, but not all consumed. Another Nick Bare quote, I know I reference him a lot, but this essentially means that during my runs, my workouts, my lifts, my recovery sessions, my fueling, I'm all in. I have my goal in sight. I'm doing all the little things I need to do to put me on the path towards that goal, but I'm not all consumed. Once that's over, I'm not thinking about running every second. I'm not thinking about my run tomorrow or my workout or my lift that I need to get sleep for. I'm enjoying the rest of my life, my time with family, with friends. I'm not all consumed. I'm all in on the goal, not all consumed. And that's really gonna help with my mental well-being and making sure that I'm enjoying this build. The second is gonna be with community. So I obviously do my weekly group runs, but running with people to actually enjoy it. If you wanna go fast, go alone. If you wanna go far, go together. And so for me, it's looking for ways to go together, to run with people and enjoy that community aspect. And the third way is through documenting. I've really found a passion for content, for documenting my runs, my workouts. I'm gonna be doing a lot more vlog style videos where I'm showing my nutrition, where I'm showing my workouts, showing all parts of this build because I want you guys to see it. I want you guys to see for real behind the scenes what I'm actually doing, tips that actually can work, things that I learned as a college runner to help you guys, to help your journey. But it's also gonna be cool to look back on to see that build, to look back and watch this video in a couple months and see how far I've come, to see where I was at. To all my distance runners, I wanna leave you guys with a couple pieces of advice for your training, for your next race. The first is gonna be set a goal. I've had some of my best training when I had a goal in mind. It helped me be accountable, stay disciplined, and put me on the path towards that result, which goes into being consistent. Consistency really is your best friend. It's being consistently good rather than occasionally great. It's showing up day after day, stacking brick after brick, building that body of work, and hitting single after single that's eventually gonna lead to that home run ball, that big PR, that big workout. I talked a little bit in this video about gradually building volume. This is gonna build your stamina while helping you stay healthy. I talked about setting the conditions with things you can control, things like nutrition and recovery. Doing these little things are going to maximize your training. Read your body and take time off. This goes back to being all in but not all consumed. It's okay to take some time off, and when I've worked in off days mentally and physically into my training, I've seen a lot of results. And finally, have fun. I mentioned the quote about if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Find a community where you can go together with people. Run with people, enjoy community, and have fun with it. And find a way to document it. That could be a running log, that could be photos, that could be videos. Find a way to document this process to enjoy it even more. That is all for today's video. Again, if you've not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Videos coming every single Friday. Drop below what you want to see more of. Again, I want this channel to cater to you guys. If you have any specific questions about my college running journey, about training plans, about nutrition, recovery, whatever it is, drop in the comments what you want to see more of. I'll be more than happy to make videos about it. And stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.